Hey everybody, Nick Espinosa, your chief security fanatic here, and today we are actually talking about Apple because mobile carriers or cellular carriers hate their new operating system, and that is great, especially for you if you're an Apple user. Now, here's what's going on. This is really interesting and cool. This is coming from The Independent. Mobile phone operators have urged regulators to ban Apple's new quote-unquote private relay feature. Now, this is what it is. The feature, and it was essentially introduced in iOS 15. This is the new operating system that runs the essentially the iPhone and the iPad. It's in beta as part of Apple's iCloud Plus subscription as well, and it makes it harder for your mobile carrier to actually track your activity online. Now, it's similar to a VPN or virtual private network since Apple is actually relaying web traffic through its Safari browser and then a third-party partner, and that's according to Wired, the publication. But Apple does not allow users to change the device's geographic location like a VPN. If I'm using a VPN connection, a lot of them allow me to say, hey, what country do you want to come out of? Do I want to be in the United States? Do I want to be in China? A lot of them will allow you to do these kinds of things. And so there you go. Now, essentially, the intention of this private relay feature is to stop network providers like the mobile carriers of the world and websites as well from tracking your actual IP address, meaning your internet protocol address, where you are on the internet, and also your DNS records, meaning how are you actually resolving the site that you're getting to. This is obviously going to make it harder for them to build profiles on users and also target them online for things like advertising, data mining, and more. However, as reported by The Telegraph, companies including Vodafone out of Germany, Telefonica, Orange out of the UK, and T-Mobile, which is part of Vodafone, I believe, here in the United States, expressed concerns basically that this would block access to data that supports their network and protects users from harmful online material. A letter that these four operators wrote to regulators, and I quote extensively, "Private Relay purports to enhance users' privacy when connecting to and browsing the internet by encrypting and redirecting traffic, thereby cutting off networks and servers from accessing vital network data and metadata, including those operators in charge of connectivity. The way Private Relay is implemented will have significant consequences in terms of undermining European digital sovereignty. Furthermore, Private Relay will impair others to innovate and compete in downstream digital markets and may negatively impact operators' ability to efficiently manage telecommunication networks." I call BS on that, but we'll talk about that. Now, the concern of the private relay feature is essentially that it is accessible to all users. Now think about that. You have to download, subscribe to, and pay for a VPN or virtual private network, but with Private Relay, many users could simply just turn it on as the part of Apple's iCloud Plus service and obscure part of the network from the operators. VPNs are more holistic. I typically recommend anybody, Android or iPhone, to have a VPN, pay for it, get a good company. A lot of those free ones will rip you off or data mine you, but a good free one will essentially obfuscate all traffic that you have on the internet. So you're opening up anything from that Facebook app to that banking app, and everything in between is pumping through that VPN. So now your mobile carrier can't see where you're going on the internet. All they see is that connected and encrypted pipe. That makes you private. Apple is integrating a very similar feature into the iPhone, and essentially they're not fans of it. Now, what they're saying here is because we can't see the traffic, we can't properly tag it, monitor it, monetize it, all these kinds of things. But they're saying this under the guise of, network infrastructure capability, which I simply don't agree with. They're also basically saying that they're going to harm websites, meaning if I have a startup that is, competing with Facebook because I'm a new social media, if that website cannot get more information on me, then they have a harder time attracting advertisers or maybe getting more information that might attract me as they advertise to me specifically to get me back to their site. Again, I think that's bunk. We are basically being overly data mined around the globe and everywhere, and that's including Europe, obviously, where this is coming out of, but here in the United States as well. This is good for everyone. We are basically tired of being data mined because, quite frankly, I really don't want targeted ads, for anything that I do or anywhere that I go. What I do should be private online, and essentially Apple is helping to do that. So if you don't have an iPhone, and even if you do, I highly recommend you get a VPN or virtual private network that you pay for. Again, these things are usually anywhere from $30 to $50, $60 US. per year, and they allow you to connect simultaneous devices to a single account. And so if it's always on, your carriers or even your home internet provider can't see what you're doing. That, I think, is a really good thing. Apple is stepping up the game, and I think now it behooves Google to essentially do something like that in Chrome. The problem is Google's business model relies on data mining. So while they may obfuscate or obscure you in some way, shape, or form going to, let's say, Chrome as opposed to Safari, which is Apple's product, Google is still going to, in some way, shape, or form, probably data mine you and then turn around and sell that themselves. And so it's not really private in that sense. Get a VPN. I highly recommend that. But Apple, good on you. I don't really use your products that much, but that said, I'm a big fan of this move. Please keep it up. And the more you piss off the carriers and the Facebooks by making your users private, the happier we're going to be. Please, though, allow us to have more threat detection systems from third parties. That's something you still need to work on. And please like, share, follow me here on Facebook and Twitter at NickAESP. And please feel free to subscribe to me at YouTube as well. And as always, stay safe, stay online, and please stay private. Thanks, everyone.